Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Well, right now I am filming in a different mode. It's cinematic mode. Let's see if we can get used to it, if it's even worth it. What do you think? Who cares? We'll just see what happens. All right, let's hop into today's video. This is something that I've been asked about over and over and over again, and I've thought to myself several times, this is something that can move this damn mirror. This is something that can easily be found on the internet. And then when I went searching for it myself, I was like, this isn't as easy as it should be. What I'm talking about is skincare for beginners, mature/dry skin edition. I know there are so many of you out there who are, my age, maybe a little older, maybe around my age, whatever. And your skin has been changing. It's not the same as it used to be. It doesn't look as vibrant, as juicy. It looks a little duller, may start to be sagging. You may be seeing lines, texture, like all the things you'd never saw before. And then all of a sudden, there it is. And you're like, wait a minute, I haven't changed anything. I've changed? It's true. As you age, your skin ages too. And unfortunately, so many of us are so into skincare that we kind of forget that it is so hard to just jump in. You need to start out simply and basically and build from there. Skincare is not a race. It is something that you build upon. Once you start getting results that you want, you build on those results. You can't just all of a sudden throw a bunch of actives in there and hope for the best. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Just building your skincare morning and night from the basics so that once you get really comfortable with it and you start seeing very slight changes in your skin that you are happy with, then you can start adding more actives depending on what you really want to target, because we all have different things that we want to target. Now for me, I'm starting to get these forehead lines. They're brand new. They literally showed up 2 weeks ago. Can you see that? I almost died when I saw that. It was literally the first time I ever thought to myself, oh, it's time for Botox. And my husband was like, no, it's not. We're not doing that. We'll see. But anyway, I've always been working on my hyperpigmentation. I've always used a retinol. Well, always. I've been using retinol products for probably at least 7 years. I can't even do the math on how long I've been using. It's probably even longer than that because I never wanted to get lots of deep wrinkles. And since I did worship the sun as a younger person, I knew that there was a pretty good chance those wrinkles were going to show up. So far, so good. There's no deep ones. I got these 11s between my eyebrows here, but whatever. Those are from expressions. Your girl's expressive. So if you stop by to see this video, I hope it's because you want to start a skincare routine that is easy and effective that you'll be able to build upon in a month or two. Or maybe someone in your life, your mother, your grandmother, your sister, a friend who's just always been like, yeah, I use soap and some moisturizer. Maybe you or them would like to be pointed in the direction of how to really start a skincare routine that's going to give you some results and make you want to continue your skincare journey, maybe adding more actives as we go down the road. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jennifer. I'm into all things hair, skin, and makeup. And if you are too, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because YouTube is not super great about pushing my videos out. I'm a baby channel, it's fine. But if you ring the bell, you'll be notified when I upload my videos, usually Fridays at 10 a.m. All right, so your morning routine is only going to consist of 4 easy steps. Cleanse, hydrate, moisturize, and sunscreen. Now, this is a non-negotiable, and it's actually gotten a little controversial in the skincare arena, but it's cleansing your face in the morning, especially if you have dry skin. Now listen, everything I say here, if you were like, ooh, that doesn't work for me, that's fine. These are all things that I've found work for me and that in general are best practices, but you know your skin. So if it doesn't work for you, it's okay, you don't have to do it. But when it comes to cleansing your skin, I think it is super important to do it every morning. Reason being, when we go to bed at night, we have on pretty much a full face of skincare. And even though most of that skincare does sink in, some of it still stays on the surface, not to mention you're sweating, you actually have dead skin cells that have come to the surface and are just sitting there. You really want a clean canvas in the morning for your morning products to go on so that they absorb and penetrate and work the way they're supposed to. So clean canvas, let's cleanse our faces. Now, as most of you know, my #1 facial cleanser for years has been this one from La Roche-Posay. It's the Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. When you have dry, mature skin, you want hydrating cleansers. And you're going to be able to tell the difference in obviously words like hydrating, but also things that are like gels are usually not as hydrating as your creamier ones. So this one here, even though, let me show you, it's super creamy looking and it does have a gel somewhat consistency to it, it is very milky. And because of that, it doesn't like foam up and suds up on your face very easily. And that's one of the things about foaming gel cleansers. Not all of them, but a lot of them, the actual foaming sudsing action, especially when you get tons and tons and tons of foam, is very often a little bit drying. Like I said, not all of them, and you shouldn't have to go reading the ingredients to figure it out. I usually just normally stay away from the gel cleansers. That is until I fell in love with this one from Prequel. This is their Cleanser. It says non-drying glycerin cleanser for face and body. It is a 50% glycerin, plus it has inulin, arginine, oat, and aloe. So the glycerin is the #1 most hydrating skincare ingredient there is. It's better than hyaluronic acid. It is the GOAT. And this was actually developed by a dermatologist that I follow on Instagram. I will link her channel. I think she also has a YouTube. I'll link them down below for you. But as you can tell, this is a gel. And you're like, girl, you just said. Like I said, there's exceptions. Because this is glycerin, that's the formulation that this is in. This is so incredibly hydrating. It does give you some foaming, but your skin just feels so soft and nourished. And it's one of those, it rinses off nicely, but when you're rinsing it off, you're kind of like, is it off? Is it off? Because your skin continues to feel just as silky and soft. It's crazy. Just don't do like I did and drop it in the shower, because then you'll break the pump and then you're screwed. Although lucky for me, I got in touch with the company and they're sending me a pump. Thank God. So this is actually my new #1 cleanser. And did I mention you only need 1 pump? Don't do like I did and do 2 or 3 pumps. Way too much, you're wasting it. Now you might think to yourself, I need to hydrate and moisturize. Aren't they the same? No, they're different. The hydration is the actual water content in your skin, and I am a hydration queen. I love all the hydrating ingredients. I love them all. You don't need to use this many. I don't use these all in one routine. I use them depending on what's going on with my skin. Basically, after you cleanse your skin, pat it dry, then you're going to want to put some sort of a hydrating product on it. If you're currently on the snail mucin craze, that's fine. If your skin is sensitive or you've compromised your skin barrier, something like hydrating and healing, like this mugwort essence from I'm From is incredible. I always have this on hand because it is so gentle, hydrating, and soothing. My current favorite though, this is from Manyo. This is their Bifida Ampoule Mist, and I like it because it's easy, because it's literally a super lightweight, easy spray. I just sprayed all over my face, my neck, and décolleté. Did I mention? No, I didn't. Everything we're going to do in our routines, anything we do to our face, we're doing to our neck and décolleté, because this is all the same skin. Anyway, back to it. So just having some sort of hydrating step as your first, just to get some moisture back into your skin, is important. It's so important, especially if you have dry skin. Now for me, I also love kind of like the creamy and nourishing ones. You all have seen me talk about the Dr. Circle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence a bajillion times. You can tell tea on the bottom, the creamier portion on the top, mix it up, and it is this nice, lightweight, creamy emulsion that is like milky. It is so soothing, it sinks in nicely, and your other products layer really well over top of it. However, on the days or evenings when I'm feeling like my skin needs a little more like nourishment in its hydration, from Rhode, this is the glazing milk. I'm so in love with this. I bought this probably last summer. You can tell it's just like richer and creamier looking. So it just depends on like how much nourishment your skin needs. I love this, especially on my neck and décolleté. Not to mention it leaves the most gorgeous glow behind. Now, when you're just starting out, you only need 1 hydrating toner. Pick whatever you want from any brand. Get used to it. See how your skin likes it. Use it up, and if you want more of it, get more. If you want to try something else, try something else. But because I'm a little extra, I actually have 2 steps in my hydration step from Experiment. This is their super saturated, this is their barrier support serum. It is 30% glycerin. What's amazing about this is any sort of hydrating ingredient you have, on the skin. You put this on top, as you can tell. It is thicker, and when you rub it in, you can tell that it is sinking in and it is doing something to the skin. You can tell the hydration is going in there, but you can also tell like it's creating like a barrier. It's like almost trapping the other ingredients in behind it. Incredible. That's exactly what I want, because I don't want to be losing any of the water through transepidermal water loss. That's when the hydration in your skin just starts to evaporate. We want to contain that in the skin, and this is amazing for that. Now, because it is 30% glycerin, it does have a slight tackiness to it, which is fine, because our next step is going to clear that right up. And the next step is the moisturizing step. So that's the one where you're thinking to yourself, well, they say that they're hydrating and moisturizing. We need all the steps because we want all the hydration and all the moisture. This is what's really going to hold in the hydration that we put on our skin. So right now I've been using from Summer Fridays. This was a newer launch for them, probably in the summertime. I actually didn't like it for summer. You can tell I actually like it now. I am almost done with it. The nice thing about it is for my face and neck, that's literally all I need. Then I go in with a second dip for my décolleté. I have been loving this for the winter, and I am super, super picky about my winter moisturizers. God, I love how this feels. It spreads so easily. It leaves like a nice sheen, because Lord knows I like to have a nice glow to my skin, but it helps all those other ingredients stay in my skin and keep my skin looking hydrated and dewy all day long. But my other addiction is from Dew. This is their Instant Angel Lipid Rich Moisturizer. This, I think, is probably my 5th tube of this. I actually usually get the big tubes, but they're currently out of those. And so I had to get 2 of the smaller ones, no big deal. This is a nice, rich cream. Now, I like to use it, it's great under makeup. I like to use it in the evenings because it has a nice dry down to it, but also in the daytime, it works fantastic. It's literally just a mood thing. Like sometimes I'm feeling the Summer Fridays, or sometimes I'm feeling Dew. There's really no rhyme or reason, but just sealing in that glow, keeping all of those nice juicy ingredients in my skin is what I want. Not only is it keeping my skin from feeling dry, but it actually helps to plump out the lines, keep water in my skin to keep it looking plump and juicy, and it protects my skin barrier from being compromised from the elements. But the last step, sunscreen, is arguably the most important. It doesn't matter about all these products that we schmooey all over our face if we're not protecting our skin from the sun. She is coming for us constantly. The UVA and UVB damage that is done to our skin from the sun over time is beyond cumulative. All of a sudden, one day you wake up and you've got these weird wrinkles on your forehead. And at no point is it too late to start using sunscreen. I don't want to hear, I'm 60 years old and I haven't used sunscreen my whole life. Listen, lucky you haven't gotten any sort of skin cancer yet, hopefully, but you don't want to tempt fate. You need to use this. And the trick to using sunscreen is finding one that you like. Now in the summertime, right now it's winter, so I use my sunscreen on top of my moisturizer, but in the summertime, I actually don't need to use the moisturizer step because these are so moisturizing, the Korean skincare ones, that they're basically like a skincare. They're basically like a moisturizer and sunscreen in one. So look at me saving you a step. The Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun is, I think, my all-time favorite. I probably only have like 1 or 2 more uses out of here. I have to get another one. But lately I've been using from Haru Haru Wonder the Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen. They're both SPF 50s with PA ratings of 4+. And the PA rating is an Asian sunscreen rating for the protection against the UVA, which is the rays that actually do the damage to your skin, not the burning rays. Those are the Bs. I think that's right. UVB burns, UVA is the damage to the skin. I'm always getting it confused in my head. Either way, I don't want either of them messing with my face. So today I actually have this one on. I do use a few pumps on my face and a few on my neck and décolleté. This is super moisturizing. Look at that. Now, I'm not a big fan of American sunscreens. I don't like the smell. It always burns my eyes. There are very few that don't burn my eyes. However, for those of you who do prefer American sunscreens, no shade as long as you're using something on your face. From Naturium, this is the UV Reflect Antioxidant SPF 50. This is nice. Every time I put it on, it's so weird because when you first put it on, obviously it's very runny, which is nice. It's a nice light consistency, but it feels slightly oily. So every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, it feels so oily. And then literally after I've rubbed it in for like 15 seconds, it's not oily anymore. It has like set down and like just become one with my skin. It has the lightest of sunscreen scents, thank God. But around my eye areas, it still does like kind of burn a little bit. So it's not my absolute favorite, although I do like using it in the summer because I just like how lightweight it feels. But there's literally so many sunscreen options out there that you just cannot give me an excuse why you're not wearing it. No excuses. Use your sunscreen. All right, now for the evening routine, we switch it up a little bit. So on days where I've used more than one layer of sunscreen or I have makeup on, I always do a double cleanse. And the first step of a double cleanse for me, I use the Makeup Rewind from Crave Beauty. This is my favorite all-time cleanser for taking off my makeup and sunscreen. I have always loved the pharmacy, what the hell's their cleansing balm called? I can't even think right now. As far as cleansing balms go, the one from the pharmacy is the number one. As far as oil cleansers go, this one from Crave Beauty is my absolute favorite. So it is this gel consistency, and when you put it on, it becomes an oil and it just breaks up everything on your face. It just, all of a sudden, it's like the makeup is gone. And then I splash a little water on, rub it to emulsify, rinse it off, and go in with my second cleanser, you know, the regular cleanser. Hence the phrase double cleanse. I don't want anything left on my skin because my nighttime ingredients are so important to me. Plus, I don't want clogged pores. I don't want to get any breakouts. I just want a completely clean canvas. Then after my skin is cleansed, this is the first time, morning or night, where I'm going to go in with an active ingredient. The only two actives that I think you should be using when you're starting off a basic skincare routine is retinol and an AHA like lactic acid, but never both on the same night. So here's the deal. The reason why I'm only having you start out with using 1 to 2 actives in your routine is because I want you to get used to having a routine, first of all. But one of the most important parts of having your routine is getting rid of the dead skin cells on the surface of your skin, because you want to be able to have like the newer, younger skin cells come to the surface to give you that glow. And using an AHA like lactic acid is going to do that. It's going to break up the bonds that hold those dead, dry skin cells together and give you that dull complexion. So if you've never used an AHA before, they come in lots of different strengths. The highest strength is glycolic acid, and within glycolic acid, there are different percentages. I'm not going to recommend you start off with glycolic acid. Lactic acid is more mild, more gentle, more tolerable by most people. I like using both, and actually, lactic acid is the easiest one to use because it is so gentle. But here's the thing, your AHAs, your lactic acid, your glycolic acid, your mandelic acid, if you're super, super sensitive, they are all also hydrators. They do double duty. So not only are they breaking up the dead, dry skin cells that are on the surface of your skin, they're also hydrating your skin. I love that. I think they're so, so important. I only use them twice a week. We don't want to over exfoliate. You don't want to do any damage or sensitize your skin barrier, because then you got to start all over from the beginning, and that's a pain in the ass. Let's just be gentle the entire time. Here again, it's not a race. So like I said, I only use this 2 nights a week, usually like, say like a Tuesday and a Friday, like I have it pretty well spaced out. On the nights that I'm not using an AHA, I am always using a retinol product. Now for me, I like retinaldehyde. It's a step above retinol with an OL, and it's a step below tretinoin, which you need a prescription in order to get. So I use the retinaldehyde serum 0.10% from Naturium. They have a 0.05%, which is obviously less potent. I used that one for a long time until they came out with this one. Now I use 2 pumps for my face and my neck, and then I use 1 pump for on my décolleté. As you can tell, it's bright yellow. It looks crazy, but that goes away. It sinks into your skin. For me, I get no irritation whatsoever. For me, it's gentle, and actually I can take it around the eye area. I've been doing that for a long time. I'm not going to even talk about eye creams yet because we don't need to bother with that. Our moisturizers are fine as eye creams, but because I've been using retinols for so long, this is gentle enough for me to use around the eye area. And of course, the whole point of using a retinol is to take care of those fine lines, your crow's feet, any sort of lines that you're starting to get. And it helps build collagen, get those cells underneath like activated and moving to the surface so you have brighter, plumper, juicier skin. So these are the only only 2 actives I'm going to recommend that you use while you're starting out your skincare journey. In probably like a month or 2, we'll talk about adding some other actives into your routine depending on what your needs are. But right now, let's just get used to the basics. Now, because I am still all about the hydration morning and evening, I go back in the evening with another pump of the super saturated serum. I'm not going to pump this out on my hand again. You just saw me. I cannot say enough good about this product. So all I do is wait for either of my actives to dry down, and then I go over the top with this. And then you guessed it, moisturize again. So I was going to leave it there at just the double cleanse, the active, the hydrate, and the moisturize. However, for those of you who have very dry skin, I've been using recently from Prequel, this is their Skin Utility Ointment. This is really lovely. So you may or may not have heard of slugging before. It's taking the tiniest amount of either Vaseline or Aquaphor, rubbing it in your fingers to kind of just loosen it up a little bit and rubbing it all over your face. And that works like an incredible seal to keep everything in overnight. Well, I don't love the feeling of either Aquaphor or Vaseline, and this one from Prequel is really nice because it is 45, is that right? Yeah, 45% petrolatum, which is what Vaseline is. I use that tiny dot for my whole face. I rub this together, it breaks down super easy, and then I just pat it around in areas where I'm drier, usually like around here or anywhere that I feel like I have dryness. And sometimes I just smooth it all over my entire face, even around my eyes. It is this nice, lightweight petrolatum, but it helps keep everything in my skin. So when I wake up in the morning, my skin looks great. But remember, I said always cleanse in the morning. This is one of the reasons why I've got all this on. I want to take off any residue with my cleanser in the morning so I have a blank canvas to start all over again. So this is really a bonus step. I'm not saying this is a must do. Some people might not even like it, but for those of you who are extra dry, I think you might really enjoy this. All right, so I hope I was able to break these skincare routines down simply and make them basic enough so that makes it like a comfortable jumping off point for you to start your skincare journey. I will of course break down the morning and evening routine with the products that I recommend with links in the description box below. And if you made it this far, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon.